Aries, this is your April 2017 forecast reading. It includes a love soulmate, relationship, as well as general career and a soul path evolution section. We're going to start with your love soulmate relationship area. Now you'll see the cards that come up. The first one is the dreaming, the second one is the Queen of Bedlam, and the third one is the Lady of Joy. Now the dreaming says keep that idea, that dream, that ideal in mind of what you want your relationship to be. Ultimately keep that as the thing that you keep focusing on to get you through the month of April, because there's going to be a little bit of a challenge or a hiccup where your life is concerned in April. It seems to be on all fronts, on your career, in your relationships, but you are going to come out the other side of it, as I said in the heading, with a winning streak. But to get through it, that Queen of Bedlam says when the frustration really gets to you, go and do something really physical. Go for a jog, go for a run, go to the gym. For those of you who don't feel like that, as this card actually suggests, take a kitchen sponge and cut it up into tiny little pieces. But do find an outlet for that frustration energy, but a good outlet for it, a productive, creative outlet. And if that card is coming up, it's saying that you can do it. You will know when you feel like that, and you will feel the inclination to go and get rid of that energy in a good way, and that will be your opportunity. But keep dreaming. And that would only come up because ultimately that ideal can be attained. But you just need to keep that in mind when you're going through this bit of a bump in the road. Because that third card says then the Lady of Joy comes. So by the end of the month, you will discover that joy. Whatever it is you wanted in your relationship, or there'll be a moment of joy in your relationship that makes you think, the frustration is just something I've got to go through. This is worth it. And for those of you that are looking for relationships, keep that beautiful ultimate relationship in mind. You're obviously going to go through a little bit of a dating hiccup this month or something along those lines, but keep that ideal in mind, because ultimately towards the end of the month, you will be rewarded with something that you want where relationships are concerned. Now, the guidance that comes through here is opportunity, transformation, and happiness. So this is an opportunity to perhaps transform some element of your relationship habits, shall we say, which will ultimately lead to happiness. So whatever it is that you come up against in April, the message is coming through. This is to rid you of, or to work through, or to resolve an issue that you have with relating. It gives you the opportunity to do so. And should you do so, you will emerge from this much happier and have a tendency to happier relationships, put it that way. Ultimately, always, guys, you have free will. You can either ride through this, get angry, get agitated, come through the other side and not have taken up the opportunity to work through this, resolve it, deal with it, and find the happiness. Or you can decide you will deal with this issue, whatever this relationship issue is, whether it's in a relationship or whether you're looking for a relationship, whatever that hurdle is, whatever that block is. Block, that's a good word for it. Whatever that block is, you've been given the opportunity in April to work through it so that you can ultimately find happiness within relationships. Now we look at the sequence of events that happens in April for you. The first card is that of the burden. So there's definitely a burden, a hurdle, something that bothers you at the beginning of April. Then the moon card comes up, and that is about depth of feeling, emotional illumination. And the final card then says about places where people gather to socialize. So whatever this burden is, you will find emotional illumination through it. And because of that, you will then eventually find that you can relate better to people. You will find that you relate better in your relationships. You'll find you relate better in a working environment, in a family environment. It's a big block that you can work through in April, definitely. Now we look at your general and your career. You'll see the first card is the King of Winter. And he's knowledgeable, he's experienced, he's fair-minded, he's unemotional. Then you get life experience, which is the Tower card in the traditional deck, and you get the Moon. So what this means is, within you is that King of Winter. There is that knowledgeable, experienced, fair-minded, unemotional person that can actually cut through whatever it is that is going to happen in April. because that Tower card does always talk about breaking down very suddenly, very unexpectedly. There's definitely a jolt of something that you have been doing for quite a while, which has outlived its usefulness in your life, and it now has to go. It's quite often letting go of a belief system that no longer works for you, as this card says. So there is a belief system you have, something that you've been working by, which you're perhaps not even consciously aware of any longer, that you're going to find in April you're going to come up against. It's going to be shattered. You're going to realize it doesn't serve you. It probably never has served you, and it's time to move on from it. But there's always that jolt, always that bolt of lightning that comes in to teach you that lesson. And that Moon card then says that you're going to face a fear in the process. You probably used this behavioral pattern, whether it's in relationships, whether it's in general life, in your career, because it was based on fear of something that happened to you in the past. And you might not even consciously be aware of the fact that you're playing out this pattern. Now you're going to be given the opportunity, a lightning bolt comes in of some sort to bring you up against it. You're going to be given the opportunity to deal with this fear once and for all. Because your soul path evolution card, there we go, I got it out, is the Owl. Now that is always about moving through the darkness, okay, which is the darker part of yourself, which you don't really want to delve through. And you've got to be brave to move through that. You've got to use your intuition to move through that, and you've got to be willing to learn the life lesson that comes with it. But when you come through the other side, you have that wisdom of the Owl, you have that strength of the Owl, you have that foresight the Owl has. So Aries, if you would like a personal or private reading, or, and let me repeat for the how many time, my absolute favorite to do the soulmate readings, but I'm perfectly happy to do any of the other readings I list as well. You'll see there's even options for one question readings, which are very affordable. You can contact me at theoracletimes@gmail.com, or you can book a reading via the website. You'll see both URLs show up in the owl picture. I hope you enjoyed watching and listening to this reading. Thank you for your likes and your comments.